We are going to be discussing one of the most important topics and one of my favorite topics, voting within the United States. A few weeks ago, I actually submitted an absentee ballot form and I emailed my clerk yesterday and found out that it never got there. So that's what we're doing today. I'm showing you how to do an application. I decided to post a couple polls on my Instagram regarding the topic of voting and those people who are running for President of the United States. I bet you're away at college and you're not going to make it in time to vote for the primaries wherever you are. Unless you live within a community college region, you're going to a community college, for some reason you're from that area where the university is, blah blah blah, you could easily get somewhere to vote on whatever primary you're supposed to. But most of you, I bet, are far away and you are unable to do that. And you may be thinking, how the hell am I going to vote? You may also be thinking, why is it important to vote in the primaries? You're basically saying, I think this person who is currently running for this nomination to be President of the United States. And I feel like that's very important. I don't care if you are Democrat or Republican, I think that you should be going and using your constitutional right to vote because it is important. Let's get started. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're from Michigan. If you're not from Michigan, I don't know what to tell you, but I bet it's the same way. But you're going to go to michigan.gov/vote, and it's going to bring you to the Secretary of State page, and right here it actually says where you can search if you are registered to vote, and over here it has voter information, your clerk, which is where you can find the address where you're going to send your absentee ballot. I'm going to click on that right now. I'm not going to put in my county because that gives away my address and my location, and I really don't want to die or get a stalker. So wherever you live, you can either put in your address or you can put in your county of where your permanent address is or where you go to live in the summertime. But yeah, I just clicked on the absentee ballot voting section. It was right over here. And here we have all the different applications that you can print out. So go to your library, print from your computer. Maybe you're like me and you have a printer in your room because that's what you asked for Christmas. And I'm going to click on this first one, which I think, yeah, this is the one that you should be downloading. And at the top, or the PDF, at the top of the PDF file, it should say absentee voter ballot application for March-November 2020. And I believe you have to already be registered to vote to request one of these ballots, or you have voted before. If not, you can go over here to voter information. Oh, no, you go over here, you click register to vote, and you go through the process to get that information. I'm gonna set up my computer, turn on my printer, so on and so forth, so we can get this puppy going. I'm gonna make a video about all the people who are currently running to be the President of the United States and have not dropped out yet. As I'm making this video, it is the Thursday after the New Hampshire primary, and we just lost Bennett and Yang. Yeah. So, right now it's Bernie, Pete, Amy, Elizabeth, Biden, Mike. Those are currently, like, oh, and Tulsi. Sorry, Tulsi. but also not sorry, Tulsi. But yeah, we currently have 7 people, and I guess my next video I'm going to just talk about basic policies, who they are, their experience within the government. I'm also going to just found out that one of the guys on the Republican, there were only 2 guys running against Trump, and one of the guys dropped out. So I guess I'm going to focus a little bit on the policy of the other person running against Trump, but the thing is that he is the majority of the vote, and he has so many voters. It's stressing me out. Because I don't want him to become president of the United States again. I received a special email from my clerk yesterday. So my ballot, or my request form for my ballot, is not going to look the same as yours for a hot second. Bitch, how'd this person get my info? As I'm looking at this, they already have my middle name, my address. How'd they get that? They probably just searched my voter information. This makes more sense. Sorry, y'all. It's long. Anyways, this is what your absentee form will look like. At the top, you are going to put your first, last name, middle initial, and then your permanent street address. I'm not going to put my birthday because that's personal information, or my phone number, or my email, but you need to do all of that. But let me be clear, your address right here has to be the one where your permanent address is. And then on the envelope, you don't put the actual address to the clerk on here. You just do your current one where you are temporarily, and then your permanent. You can request it for both, but because I don't know where I'll be living, well, I do know, but I'm kind of like iffy about it, I'm just going to request it for the March 10th one. And then, depending on whichever party you are choosing, or whichever party you're a part of and want to vote for, I'm going to do Democrat because I'm technically independent, but I vote Democrat. Also, like I said, if you want them for the rest of 2020, you can do I want all of them. So this could be for state elections, this could be for county elections, city, anything. It depends on how much you want to vote, but I'm really only encouraging right now the presidential election, which is, understandable. But if you want to get more involved within state level government, I highly recommend that as well. And then you sign it. I'm not going to put my signature, and then the date. And then you put your new address where you are right here in 4. I'm not going to put my address because I don't need you to know where I live. Right now for school, even though I have said where I go to school, but you don't need to know exactly where my dorm is. If you want the instructions, they have the instructions on how to submit it as well. And if you are moving between March and November, it says only apply for the March one and reapply for November. And every time you move to a permanent address, you need to update your voter's registration information, okay? Okay, that says that right here. Also, another thing, once you get that ballot, you have to completely fill it out in pen. You can't do pencil, and it can't be colored ink. It has to be black ink, like how you would if you were at an actual polling station. So make sure you do that, and you have to get it there by March 10th, which is the Michigan primary. But if you're voting somewhere else, make sure you get that ballot in before whenever the actual primary is, because then they won't actually count it, which is pretty important. So I recommend doing this as soon as possible, getting it out as soon as possible, so it can be in and you will make sure that it's in. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope you had a good day. Do your civic, however you say it, duty, and vote. It's important. Goodbye.